Hey, welcome to my channel. Today, as you saw in the thumbnail, I'll be focusing on Metal Sonic and Silver Sonic Mk2. I cut out a lot of my coloring and outlining to shrink the video, but I'm considering using other methods of speeding longer videos where I show more of what I put into a drawing. So for some fans of the Sonic Adventure game collection, you may have noticed in the thumbnail the whole setting of this is from the first Sonic Adventure game, right in front of the Robotnik's lair or lab. I chose this because it's the place you first get to see both of the Robo Sonics in the game. It's also a familiar setting for people who've played the game. And if you're like me, it was my first time having any knowledge of these two. Just to state, I'm speaking of the original release on the Dreamcast. I believe it was released back in 1998. I remember the excitement, seeing the two characters in the tubes of fluid, hoping they would be playable. Spoiler alert. Later, I found out Metal Sonic was playable, and it was kind of a bittersweet moment for me because even though I was excited about playing with him, another spoiler, I discovered he was the only one playable as an extra character, aside of Super Sonic if you consider him really playable. Honestly, for Super Sonic, there's never enough playtime for me to consider him an extra character, also being he's only playable on the last boss levels. But back to these two versions of Robo Sonic. I know most fans of Sonic already know of Metal Sonic, and it gets a lot of attention as it is, but no one really mentions Silver Sonic Mk2. So for Mk2, if you know, goes by different names depending on who you ask, as well as the other Robo variants. I've heard them called Silver Sonic Mk2, and I'm used to Mk2, and I believe that was the official name, at least over here in America. And the first time I saw Mk2 in that Sonic Adventure game, I wanted to play with him. I was hoping I'd be able to, after beating the game, especially after discovering Metal Sonic being playable. I even went as far as beating the game 100%. Unfortunately, those hours poured in didn't grant me with the gratitude of playing with Silver Sonic Mk2. In fact, it only left me with curiosity. My mind just has so many ideas why he was created. Cosmetically, I thought he was pretty cool. The gunmetal armor and black color, the eyes it had, the wheels on the heels of his feet. I assume it took inspiration of some of the first predecessor Robo Sonics, since some of the earlier versions also had wheels on their feet. And I can't forget those barrel fingertips, which were more than likely used for firing projectiles. I honestly think Mk2 was built more with durability for combat rather than the speeds like Metal Sonic. In fact, those features also led me to believe he was a concept for Metal Shadow, since he had wheels to possibly skate around, and the fact that Shadow skates around on his hover shoes. Another interesting point is that in some games of Shadow, he uses artillery of some sort to fire at his enemies, and the fact Mk2 had what looks like burls on his fingertips to give the impression of firing some kind of projectile out of them. Aside of Mk2 and Shadow being mostly black in color, I feel like those other features are comparatively similar. Metal Sonic and Silver Sonic are characters I would be interested in seeing what they could do with their own storyline. Metal Sonic, the appeal for many fans, has some of the coolest features as well. One key feature being the engine from his stomach that resembles a jet engine, and his lightweight design giving him the fastest speeds. And Mk2 has his fingers as weapons, spiked knees, and wheels and jets on the back of his feet. I would definitely like a remake of the Sonic Adventure, or maybe a 1.5 version, and making both characters playable. Maybe even including these two in the Sonic Adventure 2, although the first one I believe had more of an open world feel to it. So with that, I'm curious on your opinions. Leave some comments on your thoughts if you would be interested in a remake of the original Sonic Adventure or the Sonic Adventure 2, or even seeing them in new game titles. Let me know which one you prefer over the other. I'd like to read your thoughts. Another interesting thought is, what are the chances of these two or any form of the Robo Sonic being in the new film, or making an appearance later if this movie does well? Leave comments below on that as well. So this will be my first video of many more to come, where I'll most likely talk about characters of anime, video games, or western comics. If you enjoyed this one, tap the thumbs up for me and subscribe to get any new videos I post on this channel. Also, I will be making numbered prints of selected drawings I create. If you're interested in those, send me an email. If you want to support my channel, I also have a Patreon where I'll be sending out art and bonuses to my patrons every month. I'll make sure it's only the coolest. I'll leave the links down below for that. And thanks again for taking the time to look at my channel, and I'll see you next time.